In 2011, Sarah Collins sat alone on the floor of her small apartment in Phoenix, Arizona. All around her were unpaid bills, stark white reminders of a life spiraling out of control. The electricity was about to be cut off. The fridge was practically empty. In the next room, her 6-year-old son Ethan was asleep, clutching a worn-out teddy bear. Sarah was 34 years old, divorced, drowning in debt, and completely exhausted. This was not the life she had ever imagined for herself. Sarah had married young, believing that love would be enough to conquer any obstacle. But the reality was far from the fairy tale. After years of emotional neglect and growing financial instability, her marriage crumbled. Her husband didn't just walk out on the marriage, he walked out on all responsibility. No child support, no apology, just a deafening silence. Overnight, Sarah became a single mother. To make ends meet, she juggled 2 part-time jobs, one at a local grocery store during the day and another cleaning offices late into the night. Sleep became a luxury she couldn't afford. Every single day was a battle for survival. She was living one emergency away from total disaster. Sarah earned just enough to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table, but never enough to actually breathe, to feel secure. It felt like treading water in a stormy sea. Her old car broke down, not once, but twice, each time creating a new financial crisis. Medical bills from a minor illness started to pile up. Her credit score, once respectable, collapsed under the weight of it all. She longed for something better. She wasn't dreaming of luxury cars or a mansion. All she wanted was stability, the simple peace of mind that comes with knowing you can handle an unexpected expense. So, at night, after Ethan was sound asleep, Sarah would sit in front of her old, slow laptop and teach herself basic graphic design. She used free online tutorials and open-source software. Her ambition wasn't to become a world-famous designer or get rich quick. Her dream was much smaller, and yet so much bigger. She dreamed of being able to say yes without hesitation when Ethan's school sent home a permission slip for a field trip. That was her why. With a handful of basic designs, Sarah started applying for freelance work online. She scoured job boards, sending out proposals, customizing her portfolio for each application. She stayed up even later, learning new skills, trying to make her work stand out. And then the rejections started rolling in, one after another, after another. "We decided to go with someone more experienced. We don't think you're a good fit for this project. Your style doesn't really match our brand." She was rejected 27 times in a row. Each email felt like a personal blow, a confirmation of her deepest fears. Some nights she would cry silently into her pillow, terrified that Ethan might hear her and worry. The same question that so many of us ask ourselves in our darkest moments echoed in her mind. Am I just not good enough? One evening, everything changed. Ethan walked into the living room and found his mom staring at the laptop screen, tears silently streaming down her face. He looked at her with his big, innocent eyes and asked softly, "Mom, did I do something wrong?" That question shattered her. In that moment, her own pain didn't matter anymore. Sarah wiped her tears away, pulled him into a tight hug and said, "No, baby, of course not. Mommy is just learning how to be brave." That night, a powerful resolve settled over her. She made a decision. She would not quit. Not because it was easy, and not because she was guaranteed success. She would keep going because quitting would teach her son the wrong lesson. She had to show him what it meant to fight, what it meant to be brave, even when you're scared. Sarah changed her strategy. Instead of casting a wide net on huge competitive online platforms, she decided to think smaller, to focus local. She started reaching out to small businesses in her own community, local cafes, hair salons, small non-profit organizations. She offered to create simple, clean designs at affordable prices, something a small business could actually manage. For a while there was still silence, but then a reply. A local bakery just a few miles from her apartment needed a new logo. The pay was only $150. For the amount of work required, it was far below the market rate, but for Sarah, it was everything. She treated that $150 project like $1 million contract. She poured her heart and soul into it, working late into the night, perfecting every curve, every color, every font. The bakery owner was thrilled. He absolutely loved the design. And then, something incredible and unexpected happened. He didn't just pay her, he recommended her. He told the owner of the flower shop next door about the great new logo he got from a talented local designer. And she recommended Sarah to someone else, and that person recommended her to another. Sarah's income didn't explode overnight. It was a slow, steady, and incredibly welcome climb. First, she was able to quit her night job cleaning offices. A few months later, she earned enough to leave the grocery store. She cleared out a small corner of her living room and created a tiny home office. For the first time in years, she slept through the night without a wave of panic waking her up. By 2016, Sarah had a roster of regular, loyal clients. By 2018, she had saved enough to officially register her own design agency. The business was growing, and she needed help. She hired her first 2 freelancers, both of them single parents. She knew their struggle. She understood the need for flexibility, for empathy, for a chance. Then came 2020. It was a difficult, frightening year for the entire world. As small businesses everywhere struggled to adapt to the new reality, Sarah's agency was there to help. They worked tirelessly to help local shops move their businesses online, to design e-commerce websites and create digital marketing campaigns that would help them survive. Her work didn't go unnoticed. A local business magazine decided to feature her story. The headline read, "Single Mother Builds Thriving Creative Agency Against All Odds." When Sarah saw the article, she cried. But this time, they weren't tears of pain or frustration. They were tears of overwhelming gratitude. Today, Sarah Collins is the owner of a 7-figure creative agency. She employs over 40 people across the United States, many of them working remotely, enjoying the flexibility she once craved. She works reasonable hours. She never misses one of Ethan's school events. She's teaching her son, now a teenager, about the value of effort, the importance of humility, and the power of kindness. And she still remembers those nights on the floor of her apartment, surrounded by bills, wondering how she would make it to the next day. Sarah's story isn't really about talent or luck. It's a story about persistence. It's about the quiet courage it takes to show up when no one is cheering for you. It's about trying again and again after rejection knocks you down. It's about believing in yourself, even when the world gives you every reason not to. So if you're struggling right now, if you feel like you're falling behind, if you look at successful people and think, that could never be me, I want you to remember Sarah. Remember that her journey started in a place of despair. Your story is still being written. The most important chapter might be the next one. Don't you dare quit on it. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content just like this. See you in the next one.